Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pulse Check podcast. Today, we got a special one for you. But before we begin, as always, we got my boy J God. And today, in person, right next to me,
First time, man.
we got my man Ebates at the crib. But you know, guys, today's a huge day. Black Ops 6 reveal trailer has just launched, and we're about to watch it with you guys live and go over everything. There is some crazy stuff in there, and I'm really excited for you guys to see it at home. And after we watch it, we're gonna lock in and do a little podcast on everything that kind of everything that's in there, and we're gonna go over a couple things. J God is a master of like finding little Easter eggs and stuff. He's got probably a lot of stuff to talk about. So I'm excited, boys. Anything before we begin?
I'm ready to rock and roll.
Ready to rock and roll, man.
Did you see some of these clips are already going like viral? I don't know if you saw the Charlie Intel one.
No.
It had 140,000 likes on Movement.
Yep. Yo, isn't that crazy?
How many hours has it been?
Isn't that crazy to think that Movement only affects the top 1% or whatever they say? And there's 144,000 likes on Twitter on a
Already?
on a specifically movement-based tweet.
Bro,
Yep.
look, I will say, before we begin this and before we start going over it, I will say
144,000 now.
145,000.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh
145,000.
shoot! I think my only concern, if everybody, from it looks, chat, it looks, but let's get this before we start. Hold on. Let me just get this out of the way. Okay, J God and Ebates went to go play it, right? They cannot say whether it was good or bad. They cannot say whether it was good or bad.
But before, there are a lot of things we can't talk about that were either announced in the meeting that we were in or even in the trailer and stuff, so we can kind of dive deeper into that. But yeah.
Yeah, but I will say they can say how it looked like, you know what I'm saying? Like from the trailer.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like Ebates, did the movement look insane in the trailer?
Oh yeah, that clip looks insane. When he's doing the little square running back and forth in like a square motion. And the dive lands on his butt.
Okay, so
it looks
insane. It looked cool.
Yeah, it looks insane.
All right, so just getting that out of the way. So just before, we go, let's watch it. Let's watch it. JD, go ahead, show us the trailer, man. I'm actually excited to see this again. All right. Come on, man. Come on. Chill. Man, chill. Bro. Like, it just looks like it has that Black Ops feel to it. That arcadiness.
Well, one thing that was weird when we played is like you could see it in game and also like these visuals in campaign. The game looks good regardless of how they're doing it,
Right. Can we take off the...
Hello and welcome to
it's fine.
and thanks for joining us today.
The other ones are built
We've
in.
been working on for the past few years.
Yeah, this is good.
For Black Ops 6, we really
Turn it
wanted
up just
to
a
give
tad.
ourselves the time to craft something truly great. This means we're delivering a new level of polish and innovation across all parts of the game. I've been working here for over 20 years.
Yeah,
and I
that
can
looks
tell you
hard,
that
bro.
we have
That
something special on our hands with
that
Black
screen
Ops
looks
6.
crazy.
And I know that the team are excited to give you a deep dive into our campaign and global innovations across the
Also,
entire
this video
game.
doesn't do it justice. I feel like what they showed us was 4K on the screen, and this was like 1080p on YouTube,
Oh. You guys watched it in the theater, right?
Yes.
Oh.
With Black Ops 6, we're taking players to a new but familiar era, the early 90s. In true signature Black Ops fashion, our story builds on real history, thrusting players into a conspiracy where a shadowy force has infiltrated the highest levels of the US government, branding anyone who resists as traitors and forcing players to go rogue for the first time to fight the very machine that created them. The team has been meticulously crafting every aspect of this game to deliver the fun and attitude players expect from the Black Ops franchise.
Multiplayer is of course here and brings the Black Ops style and provides a playground for the brand new Omni movement system. A new
He's
way
so
to push
sick.
beyond your limits and move like an action hero.
Dude, that is
You'll see a sneak
insane.
peek of that later
That was
today.
a chat. That was a
Ground-based
slide cancel
zombies
into a
is
dive.
Absolutely back and better than ever, and you can be sure it's full of surprises. With that, let's step into the mind-bending campaign experience we've been crafting with our partners at Raven.
Oh, dude.
No turning back now.
MP5 or XM4? Not MP5, what the fuck? XM4?
Yeah, that guy's an MP5 though.
Every Call of Duty player has a favorite campaign mission. When we set out to make Black Ops 6, we were focused on delivering missions so iconic that they stick in your memory long after. We are bringing that action-packed blockbuster feel to every step of the narrative. We are giving you more variety, more dynamic moment-to-moment gameplay, and more options to finish each mission.
AK?
You can do this loud or quiet.
Was that an AK?
Yeah, I think so.
The game is packed with unexpected moments of Black Ops mystery. It's a high-octane spy thriller where you're never sure who to trust and what's real. And it's all set against the backdrop of the early 90s. The Soviet Union was
Treyarch
crumbling
don't
after
miss,
the
bro.
fall of the Berlin Wall. And the
Treyarch
end of
don't
the
miss.
The
Chad,
US
they've
is
never
the only
missed.
remaining
You can't
superpower.
tell me otherwise. Treyarch
Gulf
has
War
never
was
missed.
dominating
Not one
headlines
miss.
everywhere, and there was a growing mistrust in government, reflected everywhere across the music, television, and pop culture of the time. When we talk about the Black Ops timeline, Black Ops 6 comes after the events of the Cold War, but is directly tied to the 1986 flashbacks.
And I'm telling
in
you,
Black
these
Ops
clips,
2, the
they're
aftermath
not
of
done
which has
justice
left
the way
our
we saw
heroes
them in 4K
in
or
dire
whatever.
Well, you
it was.
guys saw it in a full theater, 4K.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
dude, chat. Their theater is
Black
lit.
Ops 6 blends the
Treyarch's
rich and
theater,
gritty
bro.
history of previous franchise
So obviously
titles
on your
with
screen when you
bold new
play it at
characters.
1440 or 4K,
With veteran
it'll
Frank
look better
Woods
than
as
what
our
this
through
is. This
line
is
in our
capped at
story.
1080 and then we're on Twitch at whatever.
Right.
So
In this new chapter, we see a different side of Woods following his traumatic injury at the hands of Raul Menendez. He's been pulled from the field as he adjusts to a new role within the CIA, often behind a desk or on the other end of a radio. His protege is Troy Marshall, who's been making a name for himself in the field. Marshall is a reluctant leader driven by a strong moral compass. Marshall and Woods are working with another new face in Black Ops 6, CIA handler Jane Harrow. She's a born leader, fearless and brilliant, and helps manage their relationships within the agency. Woods' ability to operate in the shadows has always been hugely valuable to the CIA, whether they want to admit it or not. And Marshall has the ability to make tough calls in the field, ones that Harrow trusts him to make. But when
Bro,
an
I just love the way
operation
it
goes wrong,
looks, like
Woods
the
and
setting,
Marshall are suspended
the
and
vibe.
ultimately forced to go rogue.
Like, I was a
They
little
soon
scared when they
realize
said
they have to trust each other
1980s.
to get to
I
the
was like,
bottom of
I don't
what's
want that,
going
like,
on.
it
old
was
feel.
91,
yeah.
91.
Or 91, yeah.
Without any of their usual resources.
But it looks
They
good.
have to build their own team, recruiting two exciting new characters in Felix Newman, a
Yeah,
technical
guns are still
genius,
modern, but not
and
like
Savani
like
Dumas,
super
a
old.
mysterious
Right, right.
assassin.
Oh, shit.
With the end of the Cold War, these former enemies have become new allies. And with the sudden return of notorious operative Russell Adler, who'd gone missing for months, a former ally may have become a new enemy.
For the Black Ops single-player campaign, we prioritized mission variety and unique experiences. Our goal was to offer players a wide variety of mission types, each crafted from the ground up. One moment, you'll be storming a palace. The next,
That's that
you'll be
XM4
pulling off a
vibes.
heist at a casino. We aim to take players all over the world and immerse them in vastly different experiences. Within these missions, we wanted gameplay to unfold in multiple ways, giving players the freedom to navigate through them as they see
I'm like
fit.
trying to see what guns are in.
Where we have different combat styles, we also
It kinda
have
looked like an AUG, but
conversation
it was hard to
opportunities
tell,
where
so
you can
quick.
talk, barter, and manipulate your way into different experiences. And we think you'll want to replay levels to see them all.
Dude, I could just imagine how y'all felt watching this in the theater.
Bro, with the speakers.
We are excited to offer a variety of different enemy types in the campaign. The goal was to provide different challenges for the player. So whether they choose to go in guns blazing or take a stealthier approach,
Line them up right, you can take them both down with one shot. Nice and quiet.
Damn.
we've continued to push on what's possible in terms of how our enemy combatants behave. Your enemies will be relentless, constantly seeking to outmaneuver you throughout the levels. They'll cut off escape routes, push on players' location, and force them to think on their feet. We've created certain missions where we give you a high-level objective and a variety of ways to approach that objective.
AK-74, that's what that looks
One
like.
mission in particular takes place in a vast desert in Iraq. You and your team are hunting down missile launchers.
I just
with
hope the
SES.
maps for
It's one of the
multiplayer are
largest
sick, bro,
campaign maps
because
that we've ever
I was
created.
addicted to BO3.
Dude,
Like
Black Ops 2
multiplayer.
Black Ops 2 was so good.
See, that's what's funny when they do the campaign gameplay. They all like hip firing. You're like, bro, what are you
find
doing?
that some of our destinations have a startling contrast in look and feel as well. We have a mission that takes place in
This is cool. That looks cool.
Yes.
in Southern Europe.
I think that's part of the
Unlike
campaign.
any past mission in Call of Duty.
But
What the player
a lot of
does
the
in this
campaigns,
space
like they
is
said, it
totally
takes place
unexpected.
after
In another one of our
the
missions,
campaign.
we have set
Oh,
the
yeah.
harsh tundra
Those
of
missions
northern
exist
Russia.
in an alternate version that's been modified or whatever.
30.
We are excited to offer an
Bro,
array
chat,
of
I want you guys to
brand
pay
new equipment,
attention.
as well as some
There's
favorites
no,
from the
at least from
Black
what
Ops
I can
universe.
tell in this and from the
RCXD,
multiplayer footage that we're about to see,
Trap,
there's no smoke in the guns.
Adrenaline Stim,
And it doesn't look like there's visual
Knife.
recoil either.
Also, that throwing knife,
Disruptor.
the clip we saw there, Ebates, was way crazier, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was insane.
Like, you could actually see it and it traveled like it was a final kill.
Right.
You know how it tracks it in
with an
play the
expanded
game?
campaign
It was like
hub
one of
called
those.
The Safe
We
House.
saw that.
You might remember
Yes.
we also had that in Black Ops Cold War.
I'll explain
But
that in a
this
That's what
second.
we could talk
wanted
about.
to
It was
think
in
a
the
little
prison.
bit
Yeah, I'm
more
just making sure.
broadly
Yeah, I'm
about
just being cautious. So
We chose to have our team
when you threw
Well,
the,
Shanice is here, so.
when you threw the knife,
naturalistic
it looked like you could like guide
So,
it. Like you could enter into like the
it's
POV
in
of the
an
knife
abandoned
and like
manor
guide
by
it.
an ocean
Kind of
Obviously,
like
it's a
a
campaign-based thing, not
like
that
a like a
would be-
cruise missile kind of thing.
What's most
Yeah.
unique is that it used to be a KGB black site, which was operational during the 50s and 60s. This
We need
brings a lot
Shanice
of
on standby to see
intrigue
what we
the
can
Safe
talk
House
about.
And will allow players to
What
explore
y'all can talk
and
about.
discover secrets from the past. The team is also bringing back the evidence board, which is still the centerpiece of the Safe House experience, but with brand new upgrades. Players can view the campaign outline, gain deeper insights into missions, and analyze evidence collected throughout missions.
This is sick. This is cool.
This is so cool.
Okay, the attacker comes in. I'll go.
Bro, I gotta do this one day. That's my life mission, to do this one day.
Just for fun?
To do an animation for fun.
I was going to make a short joke,
we
but I'm not going to.
Okay, buddy.
With Black Ops 6,
He's gonna call me the leprechaun from now on. He did. I already knew.
Every single mode.
See, dude, that looks beautiful, bro.
Bro.
We've pushed
That's the
ourselves
Krig,
in
right?
every corner.
Yeah,
to
Krig.
innovate
Yeah, it's 100%.
and craft
Kind of look like it, yeah.
See,
the
that's
most
sick.
signature Black Ops experience for our players. Movement has been a consistent area of focus and innovation for Call of Duty. And with Black Ops 6,
But did
we're
you see how right
redefining
there it even
movement
did like a
across the
partial
entire
mantle
game.
as it dove?
Dude, look, see that?
First time
That's
ever,
cool,
players
bro.
can sprint in
Did you
any
see that? It
direction
did like a
and move
partial
like a
mantle
true
as it
Black Ops
dove?
action hero
Yeah,
with an
like the legs
entirely
first,
new
right?
global system we
Well,
call
no.
Omni Move.
He lifted with the left hand and then shot with the right.
This unlocks
shit.
the ability to move like never before.
It's crazy.
And seamlessly chain combat maneuvers like slide, dive, and our enhanced
Bro,
supine
that is
cone
sick.
full 360
Bro, like when
degrees
FIFA was at
range of
endgame, he
motion.
could probably crawl back. Like,
Yeah.
From the beginning, we started with, you can't do this thing, why? And then realized people actually move that way. What
See, I
happens
love
if
that.
rid
You
of
hear that? They said,
construct?
we
And then
can't do this.
instantly it
Why?
opened up, like,
Exactly.
Oh, you can sprint in any
Who
direction, you
cooked?
can
Who's
dive in
talking
any
right
direction,
now?
you could slide
I'm
in
gonna
any
send him some
direction,
cookies.
Which then led
Holy
Yeah, you.
that's
I need that
fire.
man's name.
and everything else
Yale?
chaining together.
Oh, dude.
It's really been something that changes how you think and play the game, whether it's campaign, MP, or zombies. We truly believe that once you
Like, look at
experience
that,
Omni
bro.
Move,
Okay, so
there's no
can
going
you
back.
aim down sight when diving?
Yeah.
Oh.
They've shown it multiple times.
yeah.
Watch, they show it right here where he dives on the side of the train.
We also have what
I think
we're
it's not a
calling
train, but
intelligent
a cart.
which is a set
I'm
of
just gonna let
features
Jay God
that
take the
drastically
lead. Yeah.
reduces
You see that?
how
I was
much
like,
you're pressing to perform various movements. These can be enabled in player options, and they're broken down into 3 categories: sprint assist, mantle assist, and crouch assist.
And this just so we'll fine
each of
tune it.
these
There'll be a
settings
meta
will
for
allow
like
for
casuals that want to turn it all on, and it
Intelligent
just allows them
movement
to
really
move the
started
map
with this
easier.
idea that we
And
wanted
then
That
there's
shit
other
can be
people
fire.
that
Focus
really
on what
want to
they
get
wanna do
sweaty with
and
it
not how to do
and
it.
be in control of all the inputs.
That'll make
We want every
bots.
player,
That's-
regardless
yeah.
of skill
Like that'll
level
allow
or
bots or
input
like casuals to like
experience with
actually be
Call
able
of
to move.
Duty,
And if you don't have
to be able to
paddles or
engage
whatever,
with Omni
that'll help a
movement
lot.
and live
Like
out
that
their
whole
own
system.
action hero fantasy in Black
Right
Ops
here,
6.
see? That was the ADS thing I was talking about.
Dove
Yeah.
and dope.
Yeah,
See,
he
that
was
is,
smoking
dude.
it.
Side slides is fucking nuts.
I was saying, Jay God, for
They have these
multiplayer, there's no more
great
tax
systems
tax
that
stance.
can be turned on and off. Things like
Oh,
traction
yeah, yeah.
control.
Shanice,
I
I'm telling you
don't
right now,
think
he
it's
is
shown it anywhere.
nervous
Love
as
the
fuck.
idea of taking that thing
I swear
and
that
applying
they
it to
scared
our
you
own
over there, bro.
movement.
They did.
They put you in a room,
I don't
a
think
dark
this is
room with a
one-size
spotlight,
fits
said you
all
can't say
thing, but I
nothing.
encourage players to play around with combos of these settings to really dial in their
Autoplay, yeah.
preferred setup.
Yeah, chat,
Hit
it'll be,
zones are
dude, it's
regions
gonna be
No,
so
that's not
sick.
roasting
character
casuals.
that react when taking damage or dying. In
So this
past
part's
games, we've only
interesting
had 4
too,
regions.
but this is more of a
For Black
quality
Ops
of life
6,
thing. This
we've
doesn't actually
increased
change
that to
anything in the
9
game,
regions.
like
So now we
actually
can determine if that
hitbox
enemy was
wise.
shot in their left leg or right
But honestly, the
leg,
cool thing
and
is,
then
it's
we
like
play
if
a
they're paying
bespoke
attention to
death
details like
animation
this,
depending on
like
that
the game.
Yeah,
location
they
that
had
were
time.
hit.
Like right, we were
Right,
talking
right.
about Warzone 2. There were so many of
So
like the
world
big things they had to
connectivity
fix
is
that
this
they couldn't
concept
add
that
any of the cool
players'
little things.
movements
Right, right.
and
The fact that we're
reactions
adding
are
cool little
connected
things like
to
this just
world
tells you the
based on
base of the
their
game is
choices.
probably insanely good.
Great
Probably
example
where it
Do you
is.
see
that
that dive
shines
right
is a
there when he
global
dove into
feature
the
we call
water?
corner slicing.
Did you see
Where
that,
as
Hector?
you round
Yep.
No,
the
he
corner,
didn't.
Also,
through a
check this
doorway,
out.
Go ahead and
Where he's
rewind
like
that.
leaning.
Rewind it.
So we
Let me
can
see
go
what
ahead
you
and
said.
show
in the
that.
direction
What
that
happens
you're
is there's
rounding based on
contextual
their
diving
choice.
too.
Bespoke
So if you
death
dive
animation
into like
depending
an
on
area
that
where there's
location
a
that they
water,
were hit.
it'll change the dive animation so you
So world
dive into the
connectivity is
water.
this concept
Wait, I
where
thought that was
players'
just
movement and
like just for the
No.
trailer.
connected to
That's
the
actual
world based
gameplay.
on
That
their
Yes.
choices.
Yes.
no
A great
fucking
example
way.
that really shines
That's actual
is
gameplay. That
identity.
dive.
Yes.
So now
If
we
you
can determine
listen
if
to
that
what he's
enemy
saying,
was
he
shot in
says
their
it's
left
world
leg or right
contextual.
leg, and
So
then
if you
we'll
jump
play
out of a
bespoke
window,
death
jump over a
animation
ledge,
depending
jump
on that
into
location
water,
that they were hit.
the system already changes what the character's animation is
world
going to do
connectivity is this
to better
concept
reflect
that
how it
players'
would appear in
movement
real
and
life.
reactions are connected
See?
to the world based on their choices. A great example that really shines is a global feature we call corner
It's
slicing,
badass.
where as you round a corner or
Wait.
go through a doorway,
That is fire.
your weapon's going to dynamically rotate in the direction that you're rounding that corner. And since it's dynamic, it'll be a bit more dramatic if you're slowly clearing a room, but won't affect you at all if you're barreling full speed around that same corner. We are
That thing's gonna be a
constantly
little bit
looking for
crazy.
opportunities to set the bar with movement and animations in Black Ops 6.
Fuck. Oh. They're getting me again, man. They're getting me, chat.
Take cover.
I said I wouldn't trust them again. They're getting me.
They got me.
Super thrilled to show you the best looking characters that we've done.
Oh, this part when they show the
Through our
hands,
process of
the visuals we
photogrammetry,
saw in
gear
person
required
were ridiculous.
scanned and
You
incorporated
couldn't
onto
tell
each
if
of
it
our
was real
operators.
hands or not.
Oh, it literally looked like a real person.
That's nuts.
A
Chat,
dynamic
spam the
realism
copium
process
emote.
of
Spam the copium
spontaneous
emote.
W-copium.
was captured and processed to make every emotional, impactful moment true to actual life. We made sure to have special attention to the cuticles and make sure that they don't look like they're just freshly cut. There's dirt in between their nails, the oils on their palms as they're
Like that
sweating and
hand
running
right there,
through
That looks real.
in 4K looked real.
We're paying attention to every
Zombies.
detail.
Bro, they did not take shortcuts, bro.
The thing that I'm most excited about is the number of new weapons from the era that we've added, which includes many that are brand new to the franchise.
See, I'm excited to see that.
Our
What they
heroes
told
are
us is
rogue
there's going to be
operatives, and they
12 guns
operate
in the
outside
game
normal
that have
playbook.
never been in
That
Call
means
of
they're
Duty.
procuring gear
Ever?
by any means necessary.
Wait, that's sick.
That allows
That's
us
sick.
to pull a unique mix of weapons. We made sure to deliver dozens of unique attachments for every gun, and this allows the players to create a weapon to match any playstyle that you can imagine, all while maintaining the feel and
Bro.
tone of the era.
The Krieg.
See the visuals though? The shake didn't look crazy either, right?
Like the visual recoil looks like there really is none, or smoke.
Real and hyper real, but we want to ground our effects in realism. We find real world reference so that we can match that motion, the weight, the timing, then riff off of that and create that hyper real look that everybody has come to know and love from Call of Duty.
Bro, see, this is what Call of Duty used to feel like.
Yep.
The arcade shooter.
Here's the example
Ops 6
that I was
user
telling you about
experience
on the
is all
right
about
side.
focusing
You'll
players
see
on
it
what they need
when it
when
comes
they
up
need
in the
it.
HUD.
And our in-game
As
HUD
he's
is
talking.
This is a huge quality of life change.
See right there, you got the kill?
In-game notifications.
What?
It
Black
happened
Ops
already.
6 HUD
See, he
combines
gets the
some
kill.
of
Look at the things
our
on the right.
focusing players on what
Is
they
it the
need
perks?
when they need it.
When he gets the
And our
kill, you'll
in-game
see the
HUD is no
perks pop
different.
up on the right.
From the
Faster
mini-map-
regen.
Oh.
Movement speed.
Movement speed, tack sprint speed, and quick regen. Okay, so this
But it's
poses
based
a
off the
question.
kill.
Oh, so he gets it once. Wait, is that like a beater? That looks like the more kills he gets, the more that fills up for you to get those perks?
Well, no, you'll see it. It fades. It only lasts like 3 seconds or something. You'll see it.
Map to the ammo widgets,
see how it
in-game
winds down,
notifications.
and then
Oh,
watch
I
when he
see.
gets
But
the
that's
kill.
technically like a fourth perk almost.
Like blitz,
Oh.
but like as
For
a
the
perk
first
set.
time in Call of
That's
Duty,
cool.
Players will be able to change their HUD and
Now, I
dramatic
wonder
ways
what-
to suit their needs.
What this
For
stuff
instance, streamers
will bring
can
to
choose a
Warzone.
layout optimized for their setup, or maybe
Oh,
you
yeah,
want
for
your HUD
sure.
centered so you don't have to look away. Want to play hardcore anywhere, or finally put the minimap in the bottom left? Those are options as well.
Wow.
Not only does the HUD give give players important status. It connects them to the world and helps them feel rewarded for being awesome. As players track that elusive challenge or target their next level unlock,
Wait, back up real
Black
quick.
Ops 6 delivers an end-to-end experience.
So this right here
helps
is kind of what I was
them
mentioning
feel
earlier,
rewarded
Hector.
for
With
being
this looks like tax brand. Watch where his
Players
hand, his
track
left
that
hand.
elusive challenge or target their next level unlock.
See that? So I think
Black
that
Ops
left
6
hand
delivers an
motion is like
end-to-end
tax
Wasn't a
brand.
gun up,
from the lobby.
gun
Right.
up tax.
It's not like a gun
Pause,
up tax
pause.
brand.
Where player
There's the
progress
one,
and
right?
achievement
Go back to that.
So
6
it's
delivers an
the
end-to-end
creative
experience
class.
from the
Yeah.
lobby.
Wait for it to
So-
focus. It's gonna focus like a
It
1
will
second
not
later.
focus
There.
really.
Combat
It'll still be
Right there.
blurry. So you can see the creative class. It's different now because you can see that the attachments, you don't have to actually hover over, because you know how it's almost like a circle motion on the attachments.
Yeah.
So this is way easier. You just go optic, muzzle, whatever on the bottom, and then you're set with 5, but there's 8 slots there, the same way they did in Cold War with a wild card. So a wild card will give you primary gunfighter, which gives you 3 extra attachments, or you can do like overkill or whatever. You know what wild cards do? You know what, they give you an extra lethal or whatever. They have them from Cold War. That's basically the system. So it'll be super easy to carry over your loadout.
Damn. Somebody said, please let the UI be simple. Well, at least from what I saw, I don't know. You guys.
There was a leak that we saw on somebody posted.
Well, it was
Or not a leak. It was in here. They posted on Twitter.
Yeah, it was in here, chat, and we'll see in a little bit. It's the UI, and it's literally no more Hulu HUD. At least from what I saw, it's straight. It's R1 player, then friends, then weapons, create a class or whatever. Chat. No more Hulu UI, bro. I was getting confused on how to do all that stuff, man. All right, play.
It looks a lot cleaner.
Where player progress and achievement are celebrated in a big way.
Right there.
Yes.
Right
So
there.
there it is. That's Nuketown.
Wait, so
And then they also leaked Nuketown
In
here.
a big way.
Right there.
pause.
Boom. So it says quick play, and under that says Nuketown.
Oh shoot! And then at the
Yeah,
top,
it's hard
chat.
to see it on here, but because it's blurry, but it is Nuketown right there. You can see Nuketown and the domination.
I screenshotted this, guys, and then I zoomed in, and it's like player, or whatever, operator, friends, create a class. So it's no more, it's like Warzone 1 UI.
Right.
No more Hulu UI, which I know it's kind of crazy that we're celebrating a UI, but what we have now is, it's just insane.
It's a miserable experience.
What was
This
the
is so good.
misstep that took 3 years to fix, basically, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's like Caldera UI, chat.
Right.
Okay, you can play.
Also, one thing they mentioned on that screen, if you go back to it, is that on the right, before you queue up, you can see what friends are available, on. They mentioned that would be available where you could just see your friends. It'll be like they're playing, similar to the way they had in Black Ops 3, I think they referenced.
So yeah, without having to like pull up, kind of like that little update that they did for Warzone, where you can like have that little menu in there, and if you want to expand it, you can see your full friends list. There's ways to like quick invite people.
That's sick.
Yeah, so
Like,
if
back
your
in the
friends
day,
are
like-
already online, then you could just tab over and join, and it'll be super easy.
Right.
Damn. Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's keep going. My goat! The goat!
We love Lawrence.
Lawrence the goat!
Early on in Black Ops 6's development, we set a goal to make leveling and XP matter more than ever. Looking back through the Call of Duty and Black Ops catalog, there's a lot of love, both internally at Treyarch and that we see in our community, for how we used to handle Prestige.
Dude, has it taken this long, chat, to get Prestiges back?
Prestige is back in Call of Duty with Black Ops 6.
Bro, round-based zombies and Prestige is back.
Best from past Call of Duty Prestige systems and are going bigger and more rewarding than ever.
Bruh.
Players who reach max player level will have the choice
So
to enter
on the HUD, you can
Prestige,
see the
start
player
fresh
card
with
pops up at the
relocked
bottom.
gear,
They were talking
and
about that
go
on
through
Twitter
the
as well.
leveling journey again. Black Ops 6
Like
will
when you
have
got a kill,
10
it pops up at the
prestige
Right,
bottom.
it says who
each
it
with
is.
a valuable set of rewards to earn and equip to peacock your status. Players who make it through Prestige 10 aren't done.
So I wonder what the
Instead, they'll
icons are going to look
graduate
like,
into
because I don't think they
Prestige
tease them.
Master
These are all
with
old.
Yeah, these are
1,000
older ones.
additional levels to climb
Except for this
through.
dog one, right?
Prestige
And a
Master,
class
so once you hit
that's
1,000, you can
level
kind of keep
1,000
going
for
up.
anyone dedicated enough to make it all the way to the end. The full Prestige system is available on day one.
One
in
thing I'm
Black
curious
Ops
about with
6.
this, if we want to pause it real quick, is I don't know if you remember in BO4, they actually had separate progression for zombies, blackout,
Right.
and multiplayer. So you could do 10 prestiges on multiplayer, level 1000, blackout, 10 prestiges, level 1000, zombies, 10 prestiges, level 1000, or is it unified? That'd be something that I'd be interested in knowing or finding out, because I'm sure they're going to have a blog on it at some point. They want to clarify. But that was the last time we had Prestige.
Were there any
like a legit Prestige
for that kind of stuff?
One.
Were there any specific like extra rewards or anything if you got all three?
I don't recall.
Okay.
I don't recall.
I think it's going to stay unified.
The Zombies one took forever though. Like the Zombies one and the Blackout one took forever.
They're probably nuts. Yeah.
I think it's going to be unified because it's Warzone along with it. But you know, let's continue. Let's continue.
Yep.
Fuck, I'm so
Bro, the ADS snap, boom.
Dude, the
multiplayer.
All right.
We know how many of our players look forward to multiplayer, and we will be providing a deep dive on it later in the year. For now, here's some insight into our development of Black Ops 6 multiplayer. Our vision since day one has been to craft an approachable and engaging step change of that signature Black Ops multiplayer experience.
I like the color palette too. It's not like ultra colorful, but it's also not like
slayers who like to kill and stay on the move.
Yeah.
Recon is all about intel.
I'm confused by this. They said they're focused on 3 play styles.
Support players who throw their bodies at objectives for the win.
So you have to go back a little bit.
Taking out enemy score
Go to the beginning of this part.
Engaging step change.
So
we'll be providing a deep dive on it later in the year.
These are the perks that we were talking about. So he's talking about them without talking about them.
Our vision since day one has been to craft.
They're actually
so he says the
perks.
Recon one is like the specialist perk, like if you get all blue. The green one was the aggressive aggro one. See?
Enforcers of the
Slayer.
So there's enforcers. No, it's enforcers.
Recon is all about intel and counter intel.
I think strategists.
And strategists are support players who throw their bodies at objectives for the win.
So they'll have beneficial things if you play that way.
That makes sense.
All of our weapons, gear, and gadgets in multiplayer have been intentionally designed through that lens of supporting these play styles. And of course, it wouldn't be a Black Ops game if you can't relive those action hero moments in theater mode.
Yes,
which we're
bro.
happy to announce is returning with
I
Black
pray
Ops
there's going to be
6.
something like this for Warzone 2. I doubt it,
but of
that would be
course
insane.
That means you're going to get some early details on maps.
just give me rules for custom games, bro.
We're happy to announce that we will be launching with
God, that's a theater. It's lit.
new MPs.
Yeah, that is.
We've got 12 core 6v6 and 4 strike maps, which can be played as 6v6 or 2v2. What do players like? What do we know that they want? So
3-lane.
We're back to our classic 3-lane
Yes!
maps. We've got fast, frenetic experiences, and we have that balance with more medium size, like better for hardcore pacing to keep the action flowing, but still have meaningful decisions for the player to make. The maps have their own stories, and we have
That's so
multiplayer
awesome.
taking place after the campaign, after you finish it. So don't want to get into too many
That's what we were talking
spoilers
about earlier.
there, but
Yeah,
you'll
yeah.
experience
There are doors,
some of
Brewski.
those locations through the multiplayer lens.
There are doors, but you can shoot the doors to open them now, which is
Right.
lit.
We've covered
No
a lot
more
today.
locked
See the
doors,
book?
that's
Couldn't
it.
leave you
This is what I was
without
talking about with
giving
the
you
book.
Just one more thing.
Oh, was it right there?
Yeah, it was right there.
Thanks. Is that what that is right there? Thanks for your
Yeah,
feedback.
thanks for the feedback. Yeah. And those are the
That's
gobble
actually
gums
awesome.
supposed to be
That's
for
cool.
zombies.
They knew what
And
they were
obviously
doing.
they
Covered
put
a
the
lot
Easter
today,
egg section
but
in the
couldn't leave you
zombie
without
section.
giving
Right.
you
What are those
just
bubblegum
one more
things called
thing.
again? The
They're like perks for
Gobble
zombies.
yeah.
Yeah.
Round-based Zombies is back.
Yes,
We're picking
sir.
up the Dark Aether storyline where we left it. We're excited to announce that there will be 2 brand new maps available at launch.
That's sick.
with a curated mix
What
of
is they
fan
normally
favorite
release
features
with, like
and
on
new
old
elements to discover.
round-based games?
I mean,
is it
Chose
two?
new to Zombies. It's
Is it usually
our
two?
unique
Sometimes
take
one.
on the
I thought it was just
cooperative
one.
horde
Sometimes
mode,
one.
where every
Yeah.
map
Yeah.
is packed full of powerful weapons and upgrades, deadly enemies, and tons of secrets to uncover. The legacy of Zombies is incredibly important to Treyarch, and we are so proud of what the mode is bringing to players in Black
Bro.
Ops 6. As you've heard today, the innovations in movement systems will also be coming to Zombies.
Yes,
I can't wait to
bro.
see more
That's
about zombies.
ridiculous.
There are many
right?
additional zombie-specific features, both new and returning. This is going to be a truly
Oh, you
epic
know what's going to be
return
sick with
for
that?
round-based
I know you guys
zombies.
don't care because
Be
you
on
guys
the
aren't
lookout
zombie
for more
people.
intel coming
But
later this year.
oh, I can't remember the name of the perk. When you dive and it does a
Now,
splash.
we know we only gave you a
It's gonna be
little
nuts.
taste of multiplayer here today, so make sure to mark
Oh.
your calendars for our
Like,
worldwide
this is sick,
PhD
Jess, this is sick.
at
PhD
Call of
flopper.
Duty Next
Yeah,
on August
it's going to be
28th.
sick. Imagine diving
Make sure to stay
backwards.
tuned for details.
COD
to
Next,
watch your
August
favorite
28th.
COD
streamers get
Next,
hands-on Black
August
Ops 6,
28th,
so
chat.
you can be prepped and ready to jump into our MP beta and feel Omni movement for yourself. We'll
Dude,
be sharing so
like,
much
we're about to get
more
blue
about
balled so
Black Ops
hard,
6
chat.
in the coming months.
Yeah,
and
this
look
is crazy
forward
out of
to
her.
your
This is
reactions
crazy out of her.
And your feedback from our open beta coming up this fall and into launch. And it's not just about launch, because the team is already focused on delivering a ton of content in the
Hey,
live
this is where the
seasons,
creators
which we'll
found
be
out about
sharing
COD
more
Next,
about.
too.
Am I allowed to talk about Warzone yet?
No.
No.
That was definitely Rob. That was definitely Rob.
Yeah, 100%.
That was definitely Rob in the back.
Something that is
No.
the best work we've ever done, and frankly, the most fun to play.
We
To
were
do that,
also
we
like,
deconstructed all of our
we were like,
gameplay, our
no.
systems, and content plans, and repeatedly asked how something could be better. In some cases, that led us to huge innovations like Omni Movement.
Yes,
where
bro.
We're now allowing players to move how real people and operators move.
I love Treyarch, bro. I love
There's the
Treyarch.
fist thing
In
again
other
with the
cases,
guns.
it led us back
I gotta
to some of
play
our
the game,
classic
but
systems
God.
like Prestige. Then taking that classic system through the ringer and making updates and improvements. Across
Who's that
our
guy, bro? I need to know that guy's
weapons,
name. I'm
gear,
sending him cookies, bro.
operators, maps, and
Yale.
more. A huge
Gale?
push has been
Yale.
to hit the
Yale,
highest
I'm
visual
sending
and
Yale
audio
cookies, bro.
fidelity possible. The campaign tells an all-new Black Ops story where you're forced to go rogue and are being hunted by the teams that trained you. On top of that, the team is really focused on mission and engagement variety. Multiplayer is a key ingredient in the DNA of Black Ops, and hopefully, in this sneak peek, it was clear that every single part of the MP game loop will be improved and better than ever, from movement, to shooting, to footsteps, to engagement systems, to death. And last but definitely not least, the triumphant return of round-based zombies.
So awesome.
And that's only one of the
There's
maps.
so much more to
the other
share
map
across
is different.
all
Oh, look at
three
this.
game modes
That's
before the
probably a
game
mission,
officially launches on October 25th. On behalf of the entire team, we can't wait for you to play Call of Duty Black Ops 6.
Damn.
Boom! Broke his neck on the little doorway. That's cold.
With the the last couple years that we've had, I really do hope this is as good as it looks.
Bro.
Jacob, what you mean by that?
Well, one thing I will say though is that Vault Edition. Watch out! No.
Oh shoot.
So they're missing a couple things, like obviously the dedicated melee didn't get featured in this.
Okay. Okay.
And there's a couple things like that. One thing I will say though is I think this is like the game is going to be as impactful as when 2019 made the transition, where it kind of changed with obviously we had attack sprint and then we had a slide cancel or whatever. And then that kind of revolutionized the game in terms of graphics, even though I thought the gameplay loop of 2019 kind of sucked.
Yeah.
I just didn't agree with their philosophy of their game, which is totally, it's fine. It's different as an S&D game.
Right.
But I think this is going to be that next thing too, where like once the switch happens, it's not like they can go backwards, right? Because in MW2 we had to have a slide, a dive, whatever, and then we added a dive, and then now that's being integrated and it's evolved even further. I don't know where else they can go, but make it smoother. But I feel like once this game comes out, no other game on COD can be like they can't remove these features.
Okay, that was my.
That's my question. Well, this is how I feel.
Okay.
But what they talked about was they're like, it kind of sucks. This was during the presentation where like they go, we play it quite a bit and they're playing it and so it feels kind of like fucked up when you play other shit because like running sideways and backwards, that should just be normal, but you can't do it in other games.
I could assume
Let him
that.
cook. Let him cook.
Sorry, my bad. Are you still going?
No, go ahead.
I could assume that once you play something like that, you're like, you go back to the old, the old stuff, and you're like, damn.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Look. I'm gonna give you guys real quick as somebody who hasn't played it, and I'm gonna tell you obviously I love Call of Duty. I'm like a nerd when it comes to this shit. I love it, right? But I'm not just gonna be. I'm speculative, right? I don't know if that's the right word to use, but my only concern, man, is for example, I'm not even gonna get into Warzone 2. We won't even, oh my God. But let's just say last year, the beta movement weekend 1 was not the greatest. They took our feedback. Beta weekend 2 was amazing. And we were like, bro, everybody was like, yo, it's sick and all this. Everybody was fucking hyped as fuck, right? And then the game came out and they removed bunny hopping and they removed they added a delay to auto attack sprint, and it was like, bro, you guys had bad movement, then added great movement, and then reverted it back, probably worse than what beta weekend 1 was when the game launched.
Right.
So like, I was like, damn, like, it definitely was like, it honestly felt like a slap in the face because we were all so excited, like we were hyped, and then the game came out and it was nothing like the beta, or at least it didn't feel as smooth as the beta, right? And so seeing this, I want to be excited. I am excited. I'm not gonna lie. Like I wear my heart on my sleeve, and if I like something, I'm just gonna show it. Like I am really excited, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, damn, bro. Like maybe what you guys played, there was no delays, and there was no delays between movements and diving and sliding, all that stuff. But
Maybe.
what if we, what if we? That's why I said maybe, right? You guys are not telling me, but what if we get the beta and there's no delays in anything, and it's like you actually are free to do whatever you want. But then the game comes out, and they have delays to like slide canceling, delays to when I'm scared.
I wouldn't worry about that as much. I think the difference is the visions for the game. I feel like the vision that they set out in IW when they made MW2, it just did not align with what we would want from a Call of Duty. Like, if you look at what they wanted to do, they accomplished that. It doesn't mean that was particularly good. I think when it comes to this game, Treyarch has set out the vision of what they wanted to do. Even when they were talking about the Omni movement and they were talking about going back to the drawing board and why can't you do that? You should be like, real people can do that. Why can't you just do that?
Right.
So I feel like they also had these other bullet points that didn't make it into this, but we took notes of, where they kind of had a vision of what they want for this game, and them nerfing those things doesn't align with that vision, in my opinion. So it's kind of like counterintuitive for it to go that route, versus I feel like they had a vision to make the game slow down. They wanted to make it feel more milsim-y and whatever, like feel realistic and feel like whatever.
IW, right?
Yeah, but so they accomplished that, and it just wasn't good in my eyes, and I think a lot of people's eyes, at least on the content creator side. But no, the Treyarch is different.
Right. I think from what we were told, they would only really nerf something or make it look a little bit slower if it was like completely broken or unintended. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
let's kind of go back to what I know. We have the blog to go through and a couple things. JD wrote it all down, right? And Twitter, he has everything for there if you guys want to follow along. But I want to go back to what J God said. We will talk about movement extensively a little bit more, but I want to go back to what you said and like, okay, another concern, and I think it is a big concern for me, is all right. If this movement is amazing, and let's just say you guys played it, I'm talking as somebody who hasn't played it.
Right.
This movement is amazing. You feel free. There's a skill gap, and they have certain things like the assist to help lesser skilled players to kind of maybe reduce that skill gap a little bit. I don't know, right? But let's just say this movement is literally perfect, right? It's better than it's more cracked than Modern Warfare 2019, but then it's not as slow as Warzone 2 and as clunky as Warzone 2. But it's not jetpacks either, right? It's the perfect middle ground. What happens next year when IW takes over? Jacob, do you think that this will be the baseline from now on? Do you think?
I think it'll be the baseline for now on, because it's kind of like you can't go backwards. They may have to figure out something else on their end, but based off the leaks, we haven't been confirmed anywhere. It sounds like Treyarch gets back-to-back years.
Okay.
Kind of like where we had MW2 followed by MW3. And then this year will be BO6, and next year will probably be BO7. At least that's what people leaked long time ago. So I don't know how accurate that is. But they said that what they predicted was that this game would launch with no remade maps, which that is the case.
Right.
16 maps are all brand new, 12 of which are 6v6. The other 4 are smaller maps, which can be played 1v1, 2v2, or 6v6. So that leak came true. So I would assume that the other leak might be viable, where they're saying that the following year would be like all BO2 throwback content
maps,
of the maps,
right?
All that type of stuff working its way. But who knows? I mean, we will see. And then the following year is supposed to be IW, so that they get the full time to make 4 years for their game or
whatever game they're gonna do from now on. I wonder if they're gonna do this thing where they do this 2-year cycle, right? Where it's like it's technically a new game, but they're doing it twice, if that makes sense. I don't know, right? We saw Modern Warfare 2 and then Modern Warfare 3, kind of the same thing.
Same idea.
Yeah. So I don't know, but again, that's when it comes to like freedom of movement and allowing people to play how they want. We've talked about this so many times back in Warzone 2, how they say they want everybody to play however they want, but then they limit you with a lot of different things. And it feels like, at least from what I've seen and what like they say, it feels like, why can't you do this? Why can't, like, at least I think they don't want to limit us. Again, I'm talking for me who hasn't played it. I know you guys have played it, and I know that shit. I'm guys, Shanice and everybody, don't get mad at them. I'm telling you from what it seems and how like people seem to be reacting to this. And I'm gonna be honest, J God normally is very like, nah, this shit sucks. Or he didn't say anything.
We've had that for like four years, bro. How ass the games were.
Yeah. And this is the first time
until Warzone came out. Cold War, it didn't get finished. It looked finished but unpolished. And then we got Vanguard. We went back to World War II.
Yeah.
Come on. And it's like, I don't think Sledgehammer was 100% confident in that game when they made it, because there were so many decisions where it's like, oh, you can see through walls. What the fuck? Destructible cover. I mean, and then we had MW2. What are we talking about? One of the worst CODs all time.
Yeah.
Then MW3 was good at launch, has been good all year, which is a W. Sledgehammer, I got confidence in Sledgehammer again. And then now, Treyarch has been cooking for 4 years. There's no way.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, seeing J God, obviously, J God and Ebates, like, they're doing their best to hide it. But I'm their friends and I can see through it. They seem excited. So, like, especially specifically J God, because he's very like, bro, during Next, no bullshit. They asked J God, what do you think about Warzone 2? And this man, I won't say what he said, but he was very like, he said in a nice way, he pretty much was like, yeah, it's not great. And so he's very direct. And so right now, I definitely am getting a different vibe. I will have to play it to feel right, how it feels. But again, I think we've all been hurt before and we got a little bit of trust issues.
For sure.
We all have a lot of trust issues. So even if the beta comes out and it's great, even if the beta comes out and it's awesome, I'm still trust issues from last year. I'm gonna wait till the game comes out and then see, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. Let's continue. Let's bring up the blog and let's see, because I haven't even looked at the blog. I don't even know what this is. So what kind of is this? What is the blog about? Jacob, have you read this?
No. I think I skimmed part of it, but it was a lot of the stuff that we had already talked about. I didn't look at it thoroughly though.
Okay. What, JD, I don't want to stick and read every single thing, right? And bore everybody, but what are like the main points? So omnidirectional movement.
The additional comms incoming, that's probably important. The carry forward content. Black Ops 6 is probably important as well.
Yep. Okay, let's read this. I mean, Ebates, would you mind reading with Black Ops 6? Yeah.
With Black Ops 6, Treyarch is redefining movement across the entire game. That all starts with an entirely new global system called Omni Movement. For the first time ever, players can sprint, slide, and dive in any direction, forward, sidestepping, and backpedaling.
That is insane.
And move like a true Black Ops action hero. This innovation immediately allows the player to move like never before and seamlessly chain combat maneuvers together, like sliding, diving, and a newly enhanced supine prone, all with the full 360 degrees range of motion. During development, Treyarch was asked, what if you could sprint in any direction? If you can sprint in any direction, then it logically follows that you can slide and dive in any direction too.
True.
This opened up a world of new movement options with a simple and extremely engaging prototype up and running. The team instantly knew that this was much more than a modest improvement to the way that you maneuver your operator in combat. This has been something that changes how you think and play the game. With Omni movement and core player movement in general, it's not just about making the player move faster or tweaking how long it takes before you can slide cancel. This is a holistic approach to redefine what Black Ops 6 movement really means.
Okay, hold on. Does that mean what I think it means? Because that got me bricked. The last paragraph.
I can read it again.
With
With Omni movement and the core player movement in general, it's not just about making the player move faster or tweaking how long it takes before you can slide cancel. This is a holistic approach to redefine what Black Ops 6 movement really means. So, I mean,
does that mean what I think it means, or am I faded?
I think they're just trying to chain movements as best as possible and just make it feel like smooth and fluid, because they don't want you to like have to slide and then you're like stuck and then dive.
Yeah, I think they wanted it to be responsive.
Right.
I think the word they used, I have it right here on my notes. It says
That thing right there.
North Star was fluidity and fidelity. That's their North Star. That's what they said in the meeting.
What does North Star mean? Like that's their goal?
That's like the direction. We're looking at that.
Right.
If it doesn't help to contribute to get to the North Star, then it is in the way. You know, like
okay, that's kind of maybe I'm
crazy.
I'm sniffing the fattest amount of copium, but like that, what I just said, right? I was like, bro, like, what are the delays gonna look like? Are there gonna be delays? Shit, maybe they're watching this and laughing, being like, huh, you think we're gonna add delays? Like, bro, but reading this, it's not about
the other part too is that some people made examples. They were like, oh, Helldivers did this dive motion, and so did like Max Payne and all these things. Although a dive is pretty generic, it's like how responsive the dive is after the animation. You know, when you do Max Payne dive, it takes your character like 10 seconds to get the fuck up.
Yeah.
Helldivers are hella delayed. This is Call of Duty. It's gonna be fast. You know.
So that's what I'm. Yeah, you know, look, chat that second sentence, whatever. It's not just about making the player move faster or tweaking how long it takes before you can slide cancel. This is a holistic approach to redefine what Black Ops 6 movement really means. Like, bro, am I faded for thinking that means like, bro, like at least in a dumb person like me's words, yo, we're not trying to limit you and like let's put a delay to things.
Right.
We're trying to make you think of like a completely new way that movement's going to be introduced.
100%.
Is that what that means, chat?
Yeah, one thing I did want to note too is because obviously they have the dedicated melee. I think that'll make its way into Warzone. I think I'd be very surprised if it doesn't.
Yeah.
And that'd be sick if you could pull that out and it would give you unlimited attack sprint with the melee weapon, right? But you wouldn't need unlimited attack sprint with the gun at that point, right? They could solve for that because you wouldn't need it with
kind
the
of like
gun.
Apex.
Yes, so exactly like Apex, you'd put that away. You pull out your melee weapon if it's a bat or a knife or a claws or whatever the hell, brass knuckles, whatever you want to use.
He might have
just
just cooked.
is going, you know.
They
So
put infinite
hopefully
tax. They put infinite tax sprint boots in the game just now for Modern Warfare 3 or Warzone 3, and we've been testing it. So maybe they're trying to find, you know, where can we fit this in? Because it is right now it's limited,
right?
You know, and so in what space can we? Okay, J God, I see how you're
Bro,
thinking.
that would be insane. And like again, somebody might have to clip this, but we've talked about this, J God, in a podcast maybe like a year ago. We literally like, yo, what if you? I think this was in Warzone 2.
This is something you've talked about for like 3 years. That's why
Bro.
when I heard about it, I was like, I can't wait till Hector knows.
Come on! Yeah, like I swear, a year or two ago, we talked about it on the podcast, and we're like, why can't you like think about all the cosmetics you could do? If you could stow your guns like Apex or any of those other games, and like have a knife, and then they sell different cosmetics for your knife. You can have a karambit, a butterfly knife, random ass melee weapons that like, you know what I'm saying? Like you can use, and then you could unlimited attack sprint. We literally, dude, JD, you got to find the clip because we talked about this like a year, 2 years ago on the pod, maybe a year ago, right?
Yes.
And like it's here, and that. I'm so happy, bro.
That'd be awesome.
Man.
I did see a question about it in the chat. Server issues were brought up,
Okay.
and I think their answer was that they are just as frustrated as everybody else, even though, you know, maybe they might be as public as everyone else. And it is something that, you know, they made such a great game, and they're not going to put a bad game on shitty servers. They want you to be able to play the game. You know what I mean? Basically is what we were told. So understand that they are aware of the server stuff, and they are working on it.
Okay.
And I think sometimes that's out of their hands anyways,
Right.
because I think some of the other Demonware or something, they handle servers. So it's kind of limited. And I saw a lot of people talk about the tick rate. I believe the multiplayer tick rate's 60, but then Battle Royale, big map, is 20. I believe that's the number. So we've always had like not always, but we've had higher tick rates. And just for general comparison, pretty much all the Battle Royales are between 20 and 30 tick rate.
Wow.
So
Actually, I had no idea.
Warzone's not an anomaly. It's not like, oh my God, it's worse than everybody. It's just there. But multiplayer still runs at 60, so that's why the game will feel smoother.
All right. Scroll down, Pops. I think intelligent movement, pretty much, if you can summarize it, J God, how would you kind of describe it? It's just like an assist to everything, right? You can go back up.
Yeah, like auto mantle. They have that there. Those 3 little bullet points a little bit lower. They show it there. So basically, if you have these settings on assist, it'll assist you in sprinting. So that's like auto sprint, auto mantle. If you walk up over a ledge, it'll automatically climb over it. If there's a hole, it'll automatically crouch to go under it. So pretty much all you can do is press forward on your analog or W, and it'll automatically do these motions. If you set them all the way up to like move, like to do it on its own. But as you get better and more acclimated to the game, you'll probably want a little bit more autonomy over it, so you can control your own actions, and then you'll see which ones are worth removing based off the environment.
Okay. All right. Let's go down. That honestly. Whoa. God damn. Go back up to multiplayer. Did we skip through a lot of stuff? I know we said we're not going to cover zombies, but what's up? Is that?
Yeah, I don't think we were given much for zombies.
Right there.
No, it's so limited. They're going to get their own big ass blog and trailer, and the gas will be going.
Enemy hit zones. Is that just what we talked about?
Yeah, with when your character gets shot in the leg, it does a different animation than when it would get shot in the arm or something like that.
Okay, so it's going to just feel a little bit more realistic when it comes to like when you're
they
shooting.
had to record more animations for this. So previous Call of Duties, there was only 4 hit regions, or I believe 4. So if you got hit in the right leg, the animation would be the same as if you got hit in the left leg. Your character would just fall over.
Oh yeah.
Now, if you get shot in the right leg, it does a right leg animation. If it does a left leg animation.
That's cool.
So that's kind of just, they added more. So if you get hit in the right shoulder, before it was just the upper torso. You got hit in the neck, if you got hit in the head. So now they've added more to this so that it just has a more, like, it doesn't feel as samey. It like more representative where the bullet goes. That's just a quality of life thing. It doesn't actually change anything, right?
Damn. Okay. All right, let's go. World connectivity. What is this? What is this?
Oh, this is just saying it's connected to all of them.
Oh, it's like what you said, Jake, about like whenever you dive, it'll like if you're diving into water, it'll dive into water. If you're going through corner slicing, like explain corner slicing, boys. What kind of is like?
So if you're close enough, this is where you lean, right, J-God?
Yes.
If you're close
in
enough
other
to
games like Siege, you get the option to bind it. In other games where you can lean right and left, but this one's more automated.
So I think something that I thought when I first saw this was I thought that when you aim in, your gun kind of tilts a little bit, just kind of a little bit more dynamically, but it doesn't actually expose your player. It's the same like position. Your body's still positioned the same, so it's not like peeker's advantage. It's not like an advantage or disadvantage, but it's just more dynamic. And as far as you're aiming, it looks a little bit different. You're kind of like peeking a corner a little bit more, but your body is still positioned the same. So it's not like OP or broken or anything where you're like breaking like anything.
Yeah, this is the same one that we just saw. Yeah. So that's the diving in.
Right. And then
whenever it peaks.
Yeah, this will show the.
So it knows there's water on the other end and it'll dive underneath that way.
So when you
Like
lean,
that, the
when you
peak-
lean
JD,
like
if you
that,
put it full screen?
Yeah, when you lean like that, your body's not actually more exposed or less exposed. It's more
exposed as you expect from your first person POV.
Right.
Okay.
Nice. All right. Dude, I fucking, wow. Okay, let's go back to the vlog. That seems pretty cool. I don't know how much, like, for example, I don't know how much will it actually be used in the sense of like, right, we saw tac stance, and in my opinion, tac stance.
That only got used when shotguns were kind of broken, but then they nerfed them immediately and then you weren't able to use them.
Yeah. So like, how much are we going to be using that? I don't know. Right.
Yeah.
JD, you good?
What, that?
No, like, yeah, like the peekers thingy that like
Well, you
slicing.
don't have to press anything.
Like,
so you have to use it.
Okay.
You can turn it off though.
You can?
Yeah.
Oh. So I wonder, like, would people not use it or not?
Nah, everyone's going to turn it on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine you come around the corner, half your body's visible or just your arm and your gun in your head.
So it is an advantage.
No.
Wait, I thought it was.
No. What it means is like, it's going to be representative. So technically it would be an advantage if you're coming around the corner, but it's not like where there's a desync between the character model. It looks exactly like what it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
No, J-God, it's whether you have it on or off, your body character looks the same and there's no like peeker's advantage. It's not like where you know when you mount on something and your like character's like barely showing. It's not like that at all. It's normal. It would literally look like you're standing straight up and down.
That's not what they said.
That is what they said.
Oh shit! We need a confirmation. We need a
100%,
confirmation
100%,
from somebody in the chat.
Because I like double checked. 100%, 100%.
Uh-oh.
We can text. I promise though.
Okay, well, chat, we'll leave that as a question mark. NDA wars.
NDA wars.
All right, let's go down. Let's just talk about operators. Gear with equipping your operator. Nothing crazy, right? Graphics. Just talking about graphics. This is really cool. We went over it a little bit, and the other thing, it's pretty much, guys, if you guys have ever played Warzone Mobile or COD Mobile, you can move your HUD anywhere you want on the screen, which is pretty sick. And it's one of those things like, oh, why has that not been a thing before, right? So pretty cool. Let's go down. Multiplayer maps. There will be 12 maps. How much is that, boys? How many is it regular? It's like 4...
12 and then 4 of the strike maps.
Oh, so it's 16
total.
Okay. So, my bad. I didn't read that. 12 core 6v6 and then 4. What is that? What is that thing that they said that game mode?
Strike maps?
What's strike maps?
Those were in Cold War. They had a similar thing, which was like face off. And basically it's a small map, really tiny, like shipment size almost.
Okay.
But there's no streaks. So it's just gun on gun.
Yep. Cool. Okay. I actually didn't even remember that.
That also allows them to play in a different environment, like this map right here. It's completely enclosed, right?
Oh,
so
shit.
Aerial streaks wouldn't matter. UAVs, none of that stuff matters. So
okay,
it
might get crazy. Like it might get hectic.
Oh, it's supposed to be like a shipment.
Okay, W. Okay, cool. All right, scroll down. I like that map. Looks cool, by the way. We talked about prestiges already. Their prestiges boys are gonna be what, up to 10 prestige?
Yes, 10 prestiges. And
after that, it's there's 1,000 levels of prestige master.
Right.
So they said in the thing, I don't know if it was for prestige master or level 1,000 prestige master, but they said whoever's crazy enough to do it has a reward waiting for you at the end.
Yeah, if you get to a level 1,000 master prestige,
is it 1,000 or is it just prestige master?
So you get prestige master, and then you have to get from 1 to 1,000. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, once you prestige the 10th time, you'll be level 1, and then you go back up to 1,000.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure each prestige level is 55 levels, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bro. That's going to be insane. Okay. All right. Scroll down. Players. What is this? Prestiges. That's basically what we just talked about, the prestiges. Zombies. We'll go ahead and skip zombies for now until the full blog comes out. Additional comms. Mark your calendars for the world. All right. COD Next, chat. August 28th. In my opinion, at least my opinion, I don't know. The hype behind it, obviously the excitement of, is this going to be a good year? Is this going to be a bad year? It just all the creators coming together and everybody at home for the most part being excited, or some people are upset, right? Some years, right? And then immediately after is the beta. So honestly, in my opinion, this is my favorite event of the year out of everything. COD Next, I love this shit. I love COD Next.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just the last year was just so fun. Even the year before that, even though we were down bad, it was still fun. And then obviously the game, chat, comes out October 25th, 2024. So on a Friday, which is, they're normally on a Thursday, aren't they?
Betas?
The game.
Oh, games?
Is the game normally on a Thursday, or am I faded?
No. What happens is it's Friday, but you could play it Thursday the night before.
Right.
That's probably what it is.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's go
And
down.
if
Carry
you
forward.
Or in New Zealand, maybe go 19 hours early.
So carry forward content and Black Ops 6, chat. Unless there's something that I'm missing, your stuff will not carry over to Black Ops 6, but it will carry over to Warzone.
Most likely. They didn't confirm every detail of what's going over, but there'll be a blog later surrounding that. Just be aware that when you get BO6, it's going to be its own game. Everything's going to be level 1. All the operators are going to be the base ones that you get at the beginning of the game or with pre-order, and that's it until they open up the shop, usually around season 1, so you can get your black cell money, battle pass money, and all the shop stuff. So
I believe Warzone will have some different things that Black Ops does carry over.
I think the reason why I say that, and I feel like I can confidently say it will carry forward, is because they specifically say multiplayer will not carry over.
Right.
I feel like if it was Warzone and multiplayer, they would have said,
just tell you right off.
Yeah, nothing carries over.
Right.
Because of that, I'm pretty sure Warzone stuff, all the operators we buy right now will be in Warzone whenever the Warzone integration is. That's also a question of mine. I know they said they're not telling us anything about Warzone, but would there be when would the Warzone integration be?
Well, last year
when do you guys think it would be? Because it's a month
game
later.
Came out in November, and Warzone came out December 6th, I believe. So I would assume, I mean, if the game's coming out on October 25th, I'd assume we get it by probably early December again, maybe even late November. I don't
think it's gonna be December.
It might be like a lot. I mean, I don't know.
Because it's always a month.
Right.
It's always a month later.
Which would be November 25th if it's like a month later.
Yeah. So it would be November-ish.
End of November, yeah.
Unless they're gonna make us wait even more.
They might do it early December again, just to kind of, I don't know.
Well, I think they did it in November last time, right? They tried to aim for November so that the devs could fix whatever hiccups will happen inevitably before they go on vacation.
Wait. Day one, you won't be running around. Yeah, it's the same thing we just. So it's the same thing we just talked about. Okay, so all right, here got confirmation on Ebates and JGod on the stuff that you guys were talking about. So chat for the corner slicing, right? Whether you have it on or off, there is no advantage. It's the same no matter what. No peekers advantage whether you have it on or off. Chat.
Right.
That wasn't what we were asking, though. I don't think. What happens is what I was saying. No, that's not what I was saying. I'm saying when you come around the corner, your legs shouldn't be exposed. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, they will be. There's no peeker's advantage. That's what he's saying.
But that's not what peeker's advantage is. Peeker's advantage is a desync between the servers when you come around the corner and you could see around before the other player can see you. That's totally different.
My brain hurts, bro. I thought it was the same shit.
Read that again.
Like, okay.
No, I'm telling you, like your body's going to be positioned the same way, whether you're leaning or not. Because on your screen, you're leaning, but that's more of like a visual thing for you. But what your opponent sees is the same thing. Your body's going to be straight up and down. It's not like mounting now where you're like leaning completely when you're mounted like on an angle.
But even when you lean, your leg is sticking out in mounting.
Barely though.
Yeah.
In this, I'm pretty sure you'll be standing up straight up and down. I mean,
because they're talking about the peeker's advantage, but peeker's advantage isn't. That's not what I was talking about.
Right.
Peeker's advantage is that desync between cameras, where if you over chow quickly before the other side registers, you can actually see them.
I see what you're saying.
Because the servers know exactly
it's like
where
when
they
you slide
are,
cancel,
but they don't know
right.
you're going to be jumping out. So that 30 millisecond difference is enough for you to see your opponent before they see you.
I just want to. Okay. Fuck servers. I just want to know if I have it on, will my character literally do this on screen?
Well, right there.
Yeah.
No. Dude, I mean, hey,
yo,
I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
But Jacob, they, in that whatever he just read, it said whether it's on or off. That's what they said.
I'll read you word for word.
So whether it's on or off, it'll be the same, is what they're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. The intention is no advantage on either end. Right. Whenever you have it on or off.
On or off. So it's the same regardless.
So if that's true, then you wouldn't be able to see you would still see your legs no matter what. That make sense? I don't know, bro. We'll find out.
We'll definitely find out. We'll have to find out.
We'll find out.
Me personally, I actually wouldn't know, actually. So we'll find out eventually.
Okay. We'll find out, bro. Okay. Yeah. Chat. They said play in the beta. Play in the beta. All right. So now, pre-order benefits. I don't really know any about this, but okay. I had a question about this. If I pre-order the game right now, right? Will they release later? Because I think I remember back in the day, different like places, whether you order from like Walmart or like GameStop or all this stuff, like pre-orders, chat.
Those will always be a thing. Yes.
Yeah. You like different people have, or different places have better like or cool rewards if you pre-order at certain places, right? Will that be a thing this year too? For example, like if I pre-order now, will I in a month from now, will it be like, let's say Best Buy's like, yo, if you pre-order, you'll get goggles or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Or is it all the same everywhere? You get what I'm trying to say?
Well, typically closer to launch, they usually do some kind of collector's edition or something.
Shit. So should I wait to pre-order then?
Usually, no, because those are for physical copies. So what'll happen, you'd have to buy the game anyways if you actually want to play it when it comes out. Because usually when you get the physical copy, you have to wait for it to get delivered or you have to go pick it up.
Right.
Heard. Okay. All right. All right. And I believe, is that it, JD? Or
But
is
that
there
hasn't
more?
been announced anywhere to my knowledge.
Okay. All right. JD, scroll down. Is there anything that we're missing, or is that it? That's just related articles. So now we got a couple things, chat, that JD has for us to look at. JD, I know in the layout that we set up here, it is. I know you have it here. Where is it, bro? Am I faded? Oh, it's right here. No, I'm faded. JD, can you bring up? We'll go through each one. Do you have the notes?
Yes.
Oh, there it is. I found it. All right, so the first one is shooting and opening doors, man. Let's go over that. Let's look at it. JD, go ahead and put the tweet or whatever that you have. Pretty much, guys, a lot of people don't like doors. I mean, I get it. Doors okay. I don't really care for doors.
Yeah.
I mean, they're cool. But chat, the coolest thing that I think is you can shoot doors now to open them.
Yep.
Which, in my opinion, adds the realism of doors, which I think is cool. But then it's not bothersome.
You don't have to stun a door to open it.
Exactly.
Yeah, or do annoying stuff. I think something I'm curious to see is if we have metal doors and whether metal doors open or not if you shoot it. I wonder if that might be different just based on the type of door. But wooden doors, or the plastic ones or whatever, I could obviously see glass doors, But I'd like to see metal doors maybe, but I don't know. Maybe it works for all.
Okay.
I think this could be good in teamwork for like a Warzone.
Yeah.
Or even like whatever. If they're going to break a hill or whatever, they can actually open the door, cook the nade perfectly.
Right.
Or whatever. Because that's very hard to do. Somebody has to actually be standing on the door normally. But at least this way you could actually team it where you double frag and somebody shoots the door open.
Imagine shooting the door open, just getting 10 thermal barrier grenades thrown at you.
Yeah.
Yo,
there's going to be a lot of cool plays, I think, with that, especially SND and in Warzone.
This is so off topic, but do you think we get backpacks? I mean, you can just say yes or no. Like, I mean, we don't have to stick on it too much. I'm just curious.
I fear that I think we probably will.
I think
if I had to guess, I would say yes, just because, like, I mean, if they're integrating, right, so I'm using context clues, right? So if they didn't tell us carry forward is for everything and it's just multiplayer, that means more than likely carry forward will be a thing for Warzone 2 or Modern Warfare 3, at the minimum Modern Warfare 3. So if that's the case, then, I mean,
I wonder if we get backpacks, but it's a lot more minimal. Like, they do where you have your ammo slots, whatever, and then you have like 8 plates, maybe a satchel, and then the other 2 are like you could either pick between a lethal or like a muni box or something. Like they'd like keep it like super minimal. Like I wonder if they'll probably shrink it down. I feel like.
I hope even if like, okay, I don't know what's gonna happen. I would hope that they get rid of backpacks, or even maybe the best case scenario is like you shouldn't be able to carry duplicates of things, like duplicate smokes, duplicate nades, duplicate streaks.
Right.
But you should be able to carry a bunch of plates.
Right.
So how do you fix that? Maybe a simple way is allow you to have a full-on inventory of stuff. Like you can go into your actual inventory. It's not a backpack, but you go into your inventory, drop things that you want, and then a satchel.
Right.
A satchel like with 10 to however many plates. I personally, 10 PDSs, all that stuff. I like Warzone 1 inventory. The only thing that you couldn't do in Warzone 1 was drop streaks. I think you had to pick up another streak to drop one. So you should be able to drop everything that you have.
Drop streaks, drop perk packages. There's so many like cool little quality of life changes we have now. I mean, I'd assume, hopefully they vests are cool, I guess. Like the medic vest, tempered vest.
Yeah, but I still think you should be able to drop them.
You should be able to drop them. Yeah. I mean, who knows? I would be fine if they took them out, but we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. So now, JD, there's a lot of stuff in here that we technically already talked about. Pull up anything that you think we haven't talked about. But pretty much everything that I'm seeing, we already talked about. And then we'll kind of just give our closing thoughts. But I guess for me, man, what's y'all's, while JD's grabbing that, what's y'all's most, oh shit, what's this? 300 gigabytes, chat. 300 gigabyte file. That's kind of big, huh?
So when you buy the game, do they give you like a... Oh, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, and Black Ops 6 are all included. So you're only going to install most likely Black Ops 6.
Oh, okay. So it's not 300 gigs, chat. It's everything as a whole.
Awesome.
all 3 games.
Yeah, it'll
are
probably
300.
be like 140 gigs, 150 gigs with Warzone or something.
Because when you download on Battle.net, you can select. I actually did it last night. You can select. Do you want multiplayer for Modern Warfare 2? Do you want like DMZ? Like you can select.
Yeah, I remember that. That. Okay. I like that. JD, any other ones that we haven't covered from the stuff that you listed? Because a lot of them we did. Nah, I don't really like.
Game Pass is great. I mean, we don't talk about it too much. I think it's cool that they're, with the acquisition of Microsoft acquiring Blizzard and Acti. I think it'll be great. The fact that I'm pretty sure we can play old CODs. You have Game Pass, so that'll be really cool.
I don't think that's been confirmed yet.
Yeah, I don't know if it's been confirmed,
want
but
that though.
That's the rumor.
For sure.
I mean, so Game Pass is great. I mean, that's going to open up so many doors for Call of Duty.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, bro, look. So to kind of wrap it up, I'm going to ask you guys one question, and I guess it's a 2-part question, right? Is what are you most excited about from what you saw or played, right? If you guys can say anything, and then what are you most scared of from the trailer itself, right?
I'm most scared of my NDA getting broken. and I played the game.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. So he's not gonna say anything. Jago, what are you most excited about, and what are you kind of like a little bit scared of?
I'm interested in kind of finding out more. Obviously, with COD Next, how it's going to integrate with Warzone, because that's always kind of like the weird part. I think a lot of people are nervous that we're going to get from Warzone 1 to Warzone 2. What happened with that?
Right.
And I don't see that ever happening again. But who knows until we see it. So that's the negative. I think the good thing is that the game's taking a huge leap forward in terms of movement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Shanice says she wants me to ask you again.
No.
What are you most scared of, and what are you most excited about?
Most scared of? I mean, I feel like when the movement comes, like this is a huge movement change, and I feel like we don't know exactly how it's gonna be on drop. Like I guess I'm scared is like, how is this in the grand scheme of things? Like, how is it gonna flow into Warzone and like even like multi? Like, is it going to be as smooth as we're expecting? I don't know. I guess that's probably a worry of mine. Like, how is it going to like integrate into Warzone? There's probably be a lot of bugs off it, which I think we expect, with every new game. But I mean, it's a whole new game, so I'm just kind of curious, like, how is it going to be implemented into Warzone? How is it like actually going to affect the game flow and stuff? I mean, I think it's personally going to be great, but I guess that's probably one of my worries. And then from what we've seen, I mean, I know movement's like a heavy topic, but I feel like the gunplay looks a lot better.
Okay.
Like you're saying, no smoke, less visual recoil. Looks like the iron sights or the red dots that we saw were pretty clean. I feel like gunplay in general is just going to be a lot better.
Okay.
Also, one thing that we didn't talk about, but they did mention, is that there's supposed to be a firing range, but they talked about it as a feature, but I wouldn't even mention if it was the same firing range, right?
I don't think so. They didn't mention anything.
Like, so it's got to be new, right? I would imagine.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I'm interested to see if they actually step up their game on that side, because we've seen it with X Defiance firing range, Apex's firing range. Damn near every game's custom firing range is better than what we have.
Okay. By the way, I like what LaFonda said. Scared of disappointment, excited about what? Fuck, I didn't get to read it.
It said,
excited about not being disappointed.
Possibility of not being disappointed.
There you go.
Right.
There you go. Look, so I guess for I know you guys are you guys got to be careful with what you say. I don't. So I'll tell you what I'm concerned about the most. I guess they could be both, right? But I'm scared that they're gonna give us something that's really, really fun and really, really cool in the beta and in COD Next, and then the game's gonna come out and it's nothing like it, because that's what happened with Sledgehammer and this year. I guess the same token, I'm most excited about the verbiage that they used when they were talking about the movement, right? If we think about it, back in the last couple games, it's almost like it really felt like movement was a touchy subject to talk about. Like, we begged in Warzone 2, like, why can't we just slide and cancel it? Why can't we just aim down sight and slide? Like, why can't we just, like, the game is so good and it can be fixed by a couple different things. Like, bro, I remember we had an update where people were excited about being able to dive and then pick up your gun after diving. But then it was horrible when it came out. So it's like, I am I really like the way they described the movement and the way that they said it wants to be very holistic and in a way fluid in their movement. And one of their actual, like one of the big changes, and it's not just marketing, like let's say Sledgehammer, oh, slide canceling is back, all this is back, animations are back, right? Which is great. I'm so glad that they did that. But now it's like, okay, that's what I think the bare minimum should be. Now, Treyarch and Raven have said, we're about to elevate this to the next level. And it really does seem like they want to take COD and push the boundaries. Now, could that be good? Could that be bad? I don't know. I love jetpacks. I fucking loved jetpacks. But I know it wasn't as well received by a lot of the casual community, which I understand. So I'm hoping that this is that in between of, not Warzone 2 being the absolute like bottom and then jetpacks being all the way over here, right? I hope that Black Ops 6 can be that middle ground to movement. And then from there, if it is good and it's well received, I really pray that they don't change anything going forward. Or at least, like Jay God said, this is the new standard and only add to this, right? I don't know. I really am excited because for them, literally reworking movement as a whole seems insane. But I know I'm gonna play the beta. I know it'll probably be fun, and then I'll get really excited. But then the biggest thing for me is when the game launches, how is it gonna be? And then on top of that, when it integrates into Warzone, how is that gonna be?
Right?
Because Cold War or Sledgehammer was great, and the game was pretty decent, obviously, except for the nerfing of tax sprint, stuff. Multiplayer, it was really fun. I actually had a blast. And then Warzone made it even better by making it faster mantling by default, faster or running faster by default, reloading while sprinting, which I think is one of the biggest quality of, I don't know if you would consider that quality of life or whatever, but that's one of the best changes they ever did to Warzone. We had it taken away from us for a week and we were all down bad. So reloading while running, the sliding while ADSing, I hope that they choose the right things to integrate into Warzone and that Warzone feels really, really fun whenever we get it. Like Jay God said, for that new perk system, I don't know. I kind of understood the way you guys said it, but like that'd be really cool if there was a couple things that kind of integrated by default. But biggest thing, I hope they don't limit us into doing things. Like if you want to play like sentinelly, you can. If you want to play tactically, you can. You can play like that. But if you also want to get cracked and do that, you can do that too. So honestly, I'm excited, but I'm cautiously excited. Right. But as you can tell, probably throughout watching this whole thing, throughout watching the trailer, I was smiling the whole time. I genuinely love Call of Duty. At the end of the day, I'm a kid at heart, 100%. And I love this shit, man. So I'm glad you guys got to play it, and I can tell that you guys had a lot of fun. So hoping that it only gets better from now until beta, and then from beta until launch, it's even better. Now I can't. I'm counting down the days till next, man. I'm counting down the day. My favorite event ever. But boys, that kind of wraps it up for me. Is there anything for you guys that you guys kind of any closing statements? No final words to say. He's so scared. He's so terrified. All right, man. Well, look, chat, there's a lot of things hopefully like leaked of things that like obviously we know about the knife thing. We heard gestures are coming back. So, you guys remember the whole that one, chat. That
got confirmed somewhere?
No, not confirmed. Those are like rumored leaks.
Oh, I was like, that'd be sick.
No. Well, they were rumored leaks. I don't know if they're going to happen or not, chat. But remember, one of those, and I think in that same post was the knife thing. Was also like I
did see that.
A rumored thing.
Well, he was like holding it or whatever.
So then that was also a rumored leak, and that came true. So maybe the gestures is actually coming back too. I hope that Black Ops kills it with camos. I hope it's gonna be really cool, and those camos are sick, man. But that kind of concludes it for us, chat. Everybody at home, YouTube, appreciate you guys tuning in. I am very excited for Black Ops 6. I am cautious, but again, in my opinion, my personal opinion, Black Ops has never missed. So hoping that Black Ops 6 is one of the best CODs in a while. We'll find out very, very soon. For those of y'all at home, appreciate y'all tuning in to the Pulse Check podcast. Myself, Jay God, and Ebates. We'll catch you guys in the next one. I love you guys. Peace.